and welcome to episode 5 of Breastfeeding and All the Ish That No One Told Us, brought to you by Orole. My name is Ana Rojas Bastidas, and I will be your host. Today we're going to be talking about hand expression, but first, our disclaimer. Now, you might say to yourself, I don't need to learn hand expression. I'm going to have a pump. When I travel, I'm going to have a travel pump. I'm going to do all sorts of things. But let me explain. Not everything always goes to plan. Maybe perhaps I have some experience in that. It was my first time traveling away from my son, and I discovered that the only place you can plug in a standard plug were in the actual seats, and that was not going to happen. If you forget certain parts of your pump, you can't use it. You're going to have to hand express. We know that the world doesn't accommodate pumping moms. Not everyone will have access to pumps. While more and more insurance companies are actually supplying these, not all do. So hand expression is sanitary, it is free, it is very, very simple, and it's just as effective as pumping. I think what we need to acknowledge in this case is that we've very much stigmatized the touching of breasts. Even though we know it's important for testing monthly for breast cancer, the idea of hand expressing ourselves like we do animals can seem very off-putting to people. But we do need to destigmatize that because it is again, free, effective, and really, really important skill to have if you are breastfeeding. Hand expression is also highly recommended in those early days. If for whatever reason your baby can't latch at the breasts, you will be asked to express colostrum. Really handy when you're dealing things like a plug duct. And so we're going to teach the skill today using our handy dandy lactation boob. And while this is obviously not representative of all different types of breasts, this is what we're going to be using because this is what is available to us at this time. So first things first, you want to make sure that your hands are clean. If you are at home, you just simply wash them the way you normally would in sink with soap and water. If you are traveling, just use a handy dandy hand sanitizer. This is not sponsored. That's the only one that I could find very quickly in the house. But just have some hand sanitizer with you so your hands are clean. You want to choose a wide mouth bowl. I also recommend if you have a measuring cup, just use a measuring cup because it's going to make it easier at the end to pour into whatever container you're going to put the breast milk in. If you are not at home, cups will work. I used a paper cup on a United flight. I wasn't going to save that milk, so I wasn't as concerned about making sure it was sanitized. I was just making sure that I was still pumping while I was away from my son, but I had no intention of saving that particular milk. So that's all you need in order to start, which is a heck of a lot better than assembling a bunch of different pump parts. Now, in order to get the breast ready to be expressed, you just want to warm it up. If you have anything that vibrates, that can be very helpful, and it could be anything that vibrates. Some people like to put heating pads. You just, once again, massage all the way around the areola, just getting that milk ready to be expressed. So you want to position the breast so that it leans into whatever container you're going to be collecting in so that gravity can be your guide. Holding your breast between your fingers and your thumb, you're going to just press the fingers and thumb back towards the chest and compress your breast between your fingers and thumbs, moving them slightly towards your nipple without lifting them. You'll notice that in the beginning, the flow isn't very heavy, but as your body experiences letdown, your flow will increase, and then you do so until you feel the breast is emptied or the pace has slowed down. If I was not going to be saving the milk, I would just simply hand express directly into the sink or a cup. That's what I did when I was on my flight, and then just toss it down the drain. Because while I would have loved to have saved that milk, it just was not plausible in the situation that I was in. But it's still really important that you continue to express so that your body continues to produce more milk. So it's not always about saving the milk for the baby, although obviously that's ideal, but it's something that you just have to continuously do. So if you just have to like pop into a bathroom real quick and do what you need to do, that's also part of the breastfeeding process. I really hope you found this video to be informative, and just like anything else related to breastfeeding, it does take time and patience to master, so don't be afraid to practice and get to know your body as best as you possibly can. I hope you have an amazing afternoon, evening, morning, night, wherever you are on this amazing planet, and we will talk again soon. I almost forgot to mention our lactating breasts is actually now on sale. We do have them in different shades. They're available on our website at odelay.com. We invented this to make teaching hand expression that much easier and that much more effective. So if you're interested, check it out.